is in our website. Okay? So go ahead, Jason, if you can give us an overview of your business and what's the best part of what you offer to people.
Yeah, so my business, I'm head of product at Enterprise Hall, and we actually provide virtual internships for anyone in the nation. It's a 12-week cohort that students from anywhere who can join in and gain experience and skills and what it would be like to actually be employed somewhere to test and see if they're ready for the workforce. And then on the back end of that, we're also a talent selection and placement organization as well. So as these students are going through our program, we get to see what their DNA is like, how they approach problems, how they solve them, do they adhere to deadlines, requirements, tasks, etc. And then we find the top talented people, both culturally, personality-wise, and fit for teams. And then we place them with companies who want the best talent from across the nation. So that's what we do. And the most exciting part about my job is all of the students that we're helping to find jobs and gain experience that normally wouldn't. We usually have a handful of students every week sending in thank you notes about how much we've helped them out because they didn't have that opportunity elsewhere. So.
All right. Now, who would you like to ask a question?
Yeah, Martha, would you like to go? And do you want me to ask a separate question, or is it the same?
Yes, you're going to have to ask a separate question.
Yeah, so Martha, if you want to start with what you do, and then if you want to go into what is the biggest challenge that you face currently, that would be wonderful.
Martha, you have to unmute.
So my business is called Solix Services, and what we do is we go into a company and we analyze their numbers. And based on their numbers, I mean, it's from financials is where we start because that's the more accessible data. And we help them grow their business using that data, because from that data, we figure out where they should be using their resources for marketing, where should they be marketing, what words should they use for their marketing, where should they be investing their time, their people to really leverage the resources they have to grow their business. But any decision or any advice that I give a business owner is data driven. So what is a challenge? People don't see it. It's frustrating because a lot of business owners don't realize that it's not because they're dumb or they don't know how to look at their numbers, but the reality is that you're one person. You can't do it all. So why not give your numbers and your business strategy to someone who's an expert at it, and you focus at what is your expertise?
Okay.
So that's one of my challenges.
Were you in the CBS News today?
Yes, it was so exciting. We're going to be at 5:30 live, so I can't wait to see that. So I might just put it down so I can see that short clip.
Wow, that's amazing, Martha. Congratulations. So go ahead, Martha. Who would you like to ask a question next?
Who hasn't gone? Rick, they haven't asked you, right?
Correct.
Have you been here before, Rick?
Yes, I'm a member.
Oh, okay, because I've seen you before. Hi, Rick.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Good choice in being a member. So tell us something wonderful that happened this starting this week. I mean, we're on Monday. What's something good about today?
Oh, good about today? Was that?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a prospect that is the founder and CEO of a hair enhancement business. And so I've provided examples of similar business, you know, like laser hair removal is a franchise business. Why can't hair replacement centers be a national brand? So that piqued the interest. I followed that up with some other medical franchises that are coming to the market with information on that. So to try to give them comfort that there's other players, and he wouldn't be entering into a franchise industry on his own or by himself without other types of industry, whether they're in the same space and they're not direct competitors. And we scheduled a Zoom call for Thursday, and then I got an email today saying he's invited his president. So I'll be speaking to both of them to see if we can take the next step of building out his business across the country.
That's awesome, right? Congratulations. Okay, Rick, who is your next person?
I'm going to ask Brian George that I guess it's a two-part question. Are you originally from Seattle? And what's your business?
Okay, I am not originally from Seattle. I'm from a little town on the East Coast that some of you may have heard of it before. It's called New York City.
A small place.
Yeah, yeah. So I have two businesses actually. One is Charitable Planning Network, which is obviously charity is the leading edge of that. So I work with nonprofits to assist them in getting more donations, and also individuals who would like to give more now to their favorite charity, but think they can't. We also work with attorneys and CPAs with their clients to bring some advanced planning strategies, cash flow strategies, tax deferral strategies. If you hear about wealthy people not paying their taxes, it's because they talk to people like me, because those things have been in the tax code for 50 years and they're still available for people to use if they know about them. So.
All right. Awesome, Brian.
And I think I need to ask Paul, how are things in New Mexico?
Hi, Brian. Yes, everything is going well. In fact, today I got a call. My accountant was here today, and we got a call of a gentleman that just happened to see a video of mine on YouTube, and he was quite interested. He's in the finance arena, and he deals with groups of doctors. And so when he heard that I was mentioning that the Center of Orthopedic Excellency is here, where we're proposing some development, it sparked his interest enough to give me a call. And so we chatted. So his team and he are invited to one of my webinars is coming Thursday, my investor webinar, and we'll see what happens. He did mention that he specifically deals with residential property, but when he heard this, he wanted to see what I was bringing to the city of Rio Rancho. And I did mention that we both do residential and commercial, but here I'm focused more on mixed use in Rio Rancho because of the opportunity. So I think it's going in the right direction. You know, it's slowly but surely, but stuff like this, big stuff like this takes time.
Awesome. All right, Paul, you get to ask Nestor. I think he's the last one in this.
Nestor.
The one with the iPhone.
Okay, Nestor. Yes. Hi, Nestor. Tell us about who you are, your aspirations, and who is that dog there? What's his name?
Great questions, Paul. My dog's name is Smokey. He's a pit bull German Shepherd mix.
Wow.
It's 2 years old. My aspirations, well, I'm in the renewable energy field. So I do solar and energy storage batteries for residential and commercial homes. I also service off-grid systems. And I'm also from New York, by the way. I think Jordan knows his name. I grew up in the Bronx. But yeah, I have a specific market. There's so many solar companies in the state of California that it's very competitive. So everybody wants to go after the homeowners that have large bills, $200 or $300 bills. But the market in California that's not being serviced, and that's what makes my company different. Low-income homeowners, disadvantaged communities, people that don't think they can go solar because they think it's too expensive. So my mission statement for my company is leave no one behind. So my goal is to get the word out that anybody can go solar if you want to go solar. Anybody can do energy storage batteries. In addition to that, I also have another solar company in Mexico. Both companies are authorized SunPower dealers. SunPower is the #1 panel on the market with the most efficient panels on the market. We do more for less. So I'm a installer, salesman on both sides of the border here in California. And my mission is to get the word out. Anybody that wants to go solar, you can.
Fantastic. We need to talk.
All right.
Awesome.
So Nestor, you get to ask me a question.
Okay, Marie. I know you wear a lot of hats. Can you tell us what those hats are?
That's gonna be a challenge. I have so many hats. So one is I am the founder and CEO of Finest Women in Real Estate. This is a marketing company that I have started in 2014. And I work with a lot of real estate professionals. And then I ended up being in the, let me see, I ended up starting the Fire Up Live seminar, which is a yearly event that so I run that event every year. And then Fire Up Connect came out where we wanted to help a lot of the women in real estate to be connected to the community. So I started the Fire Up Connect also. So that's another one. And that's why we're here, because of that. I am also now the director for Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs. I am also the co-founder for the International Wealth Builders Association, and I am also a radio producer and a magazine publisher for Finest Women in Real Estate, and radio producer for Fabulous Lifestyle, Real Men in Real Estate, and Fire Up Connect. So that's what I do, and I do a lot of real estate land development projects. Okay, I think that's all I can remember. If I have. There's just too many hats out there.
Yeah, see, you have your hands full there, Marie.
Yes, I do, but I love what I do, so it makes it fun for me. Okay,
Well, that's what counts, right?
what's that?
And that's what counts. Yeah, that you have to love what you do.
Yeah, exactly. And having a diverse connection from different industries is actually really good, especially when you're connecting people. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on to our next part of our meeting. My presenter ended up canceling again, as you know, because of her daughter being rushed to the ER. And Jillian Larson actually is an amazing person to be connected to, because she was in the Survivor national TV reality show. And she started this reality rally in our community where they brought about over close to 100 reality stars from different national TV shows. So and they started raising money for the Michelle's Place charity. And I was hoping that she'd be there to share with you what happened last week, because they had the big event here in the city of Temecula. So it was really, really fun. And I was filming the Finest Women in Real Estate TV reality show also. Anyway, having said that, we're going to move on to our next part of our meeting, which is what we call expert section. And this time, I wanted to talk about a topic that you can all chime in. So let me see. Here's the topic. What do you see where do you see yourself in the next year, actually? In 1 year, I wanted to hear from you what exactly, you're thinking when it comes to your business by next year. So, and I'm going to start with Brian. Brian, would you be able to do that?
Where do I want to be next year?
Yeah, with your business.
Well, I would say 3. I'm in at least 25 different states.
Brian,
Yes, I can hear you.
Mike here. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay, are you there? Okay, so let's try that again, because I was trying to close something in my window and it went slow after that. So go ahead, Brian.
Okay, so by the end of 2023, I want to be operating in at least 25 different states.
Okay, perfect. What about you, Jason?
My goal is to actually quit my full-time job and move over to this full-time by next year.
Okay, and Martha?
Next year, I think next year I want to make 1 million in revenue.
Okay. All right, and Rick?
Yeah, by the end of next year, I'll have also reached $1 million in revenue. And
Okay.
and added to my headcount. I
All
have
right.
one part-time employee now, so I want to add to build my infrastructure.
Awesome. What about you, Paul?
Well, by next year, excuse me, what I'd like to have done is, that's my architects look, I mean, my attorney's looking over the architect's contract right now. He's a bit busy. We're busy. I'm going to be flying out to Italy here, well, San Francisco first and then Chicago to take care of some business. And then I fly out to Italy. So I'll be gone for about a month and a half. But by time next year, this time next year, I would already want this fund in place. Us already starting on this big development here, one of the many opportunities here. And then as far as our San Francisco business, and we're opening up an office in Southern California, and we're adding a CRM to our business. And I've been putting in a lot of time and money into the marketing of that. So we'd like to keep that going and this. And I think that with some really smart people on board with us to spread the responsibility, that's what I'd like to do.
Okay. All right. Nestor, you're next. By the way, before you start, Nestor, Elijah, is it Elijah? Is that right? Okay. Well, you have to unmute because we can't hear you. And okay. So do you want me to hear? I could do this. There you go. All right.
Hey.
All right. Well, we're in the point where we're asking people what where they see their business in the next year. Okay. So I'm going to move on to Nestor. Nestor, what about you?
Okay, the business here in California, I want to have at least 25% of the market that I was talking about being serviced. By the end of next year. By the end of next year, the company in Mexico, there's 3 different markets there. Actually, there's 4. There's the residential, there's the off-grid, commercial, and also the Americans that have homes and property out in Mexico and want to do solar. So I want to have at least about 25% of that market also serviced. So
Okay.
those are my 2 goals.
Awesome. Elijah, can you please introduce yourself and let us know where you're from and what type of business do you offer? And if you can give us a quick deal, what your goal is for next year. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. Well, my name is Elijah, and I'm from Maryland, and I'm currently in the solar industry. I do various entrepreneurial type things, but solar is my main gig right now. So connecting with Marie, and I'm just looking to connect with some real estate agents, some real estate investors that are interested in adding renewable energy to their home. That's my goal right now. And over the next year, I'm really looking to just spread more awareness and show people how easy and accessible it is to go solar now. How you can replace your electricity bill and save the planet and save money at the same time. So
Okay.
that's where I'm going.
All right. And Elijah and Nestor, you're both in solar. You might want to, connect right away because you're in the same industry. Okay. So for me, my goal for next year is I want to make sure that the International Wealth Builders Association has expanded into in 3 different cities. And the radio show programs that we have that we were able to really complete that whole year's broadcasting, and also promote the Building Solid Foundation Network and have that big live event in October. So I'm preparing all of that. So we will have a very solid radio show program for next year. Because right now we're building all the content, and I'm very excited to have Martha and Paul as part of that radio program. And if you guys, Brian and Rick, I think I've talked to you about the radio show. I think something you guys want to consider too. Okay, let's take a moment. I know this is like a real quick expert section. Go ahead and take 30 seconds to put in your comments on what you've heard from everyone in terms of their goals and where they see their business in the next year. So if you can just put 30 seconds to put your comments. If you were really listening to what everybody's saying, you're going to be able to say something about this. Okay, 30 seconds. And I know Nestor, you're driving. You can just say it later. You don't have to type.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you don't want.
I'm actually parked. I'm actually parked right now because I just got to my house. So
Okay.
yeah,
So if it
let's see
works
if I
for
can.
you, go ahead and type.
Yeah, I'm kind of late, so I don't really have much to type right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that too, Brian. It sounds like everyone is really trying to stretch themselves. Goals should feel a little uncomfortable. And from Rick, increase market penetration of solar, reach 1 million in revenue, leave full-time job, operate in 25 states. Martha and Rick, 1 million revenue, Brian, 25 states, living 1.5. All right. That's awesome, Jason. That's what you call listening, right?
Trying to.
Well, okay. Yes, definitely, Martha. So Martha, you're gonna have to go after them, right? With their goals. Connect also franchising in future. There you go. Okay. Paul, I'm interested in Nestor's endeavors. Okay, Rick's ventures. Makes sense. I came a little after the hour, but would like to hear what Jason's goals are. And for Martha, wow, CVS. Yes. Martha is awesome. She is going after it. All right. I think that is awesome. If you guys wanted to make sure that you also take the time to put your contact information so everybody can save the chat. Go ahead and put that in there since we're already typing. Okay. So while you guys are working on that, we're going to move on to our next part of our meeting, which is what we call business share. So I know I asked you about your goals. This time I wanted to open up the opportunity of you bringing up any of your business success stories or a specific challenge that you can share to the group, okay? And just be very specific so we understand. And people, please make sure that you listen to what they're saying, because there are going to be a lot of keywords from what they're saying in order for you to work with them. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this time with Rick. Rick, do you want to start with this, or are you still typing?
Oh, I'm still typing.
Okay, so who would like to start?
I can start.
Okay, Elijah, go ahead.
Yeah, a success story that I have. I just got into the solar industry last August, so I'm approaching a year in the industry, and you know, my first few months it was a little bit tough. It was my first sales gig, and you know, I really had to try to hit the ground running, make some things happen. So after a couple months, I didn't have any sales, and then I finally got my first sale from this lady out in Oregon. She was kind of tough at first, but once we really got to know each other, really built a more personal relationship, we were able to connect on things besides just solar. And then once I got her to open up a little bit, we were able to get down to business and really close the deal. She felt comfortable with me, and that's how I got my first deal. And then she actually became a referral partner, and she referred me a few more deals, and yeah, now and we're still cool till this day. So that's a success. Yeah, most
That's
definitely. Yeah,
Awesome.
and one of the, like I said, one of the tough parts was just really just jumping out there and getting into it, staying active and taking action constantly. It really took a lot of discipline and time and energy, especially being an entrepreneur. You have nobody really pushing you. It's all, you have to push yourself when no one's there. So yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you. Janice, are you available on microphone and video? And welcome to Fire Connect.
Yeah, I just got home, so
Okay. Well,
yeah. What's
all
up?
right, there you go. This is Janice McEntee. She is a real estate broker in our community. Actually, she's one of the ladies that have sold over 2,000 homes. I don't know what's the right total, Janice, for
Oh gosh, well, you know how it is with new homes. There's the majority of it are from the new home community, but I can't count anymore.
yeah. And
Yeah.
she's one of our reality stars for the finest women in real estate. So if you ever go to Roku TV and look at the Cecil Reel for finest women in real estate, you'll see Janice in there. So anyway, welcome, Janice. We're just going through the business share time now. This is the time where we're sharing the success story or a specific challenge. So I'm going to move on to the next one. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Yeah, I want to share. I was listening to the gentleman about his story, and that's awesome, man. Keep going at it. I have 11 years in the business. I have over 843 solar installs in San Diego County. It is difficult, but once you get the groove going, yeah, and the referrals, it will definitely get a lot better. My success story, to validate my vision about disadvantaged communities, I had a customer. Her electric bill was $75 a month. And she says, I don't think I can afford solar. So I went to her house, did the on-site, and I put a proposal together and showed her that we could put solar on her roof for $45 a month. And she didn't believe it. I says, I'm telling you, we can do it. They just installed last week. She's extremely happy. I got her 25-year loan at 1.99. She paid nothing out of pocket. We also offer 20 years loan at 0.99. So she's extremely happy, and she's allowing me to use her lawn where I could put my company's contact information out there, so people in that community can drive by and see that anybody in that community can go solar.
Awesome.
Nice.
Wow, thank you,
Very
Nestor. Yeah. All right, who's next? Let's go to Brian.
I'm shy. I don't like to talk in front of people.
Let's go, Brian.
So Nestor, I grew up in Harlem in the Bronx. So
Oh yeah, Yankee Stadium, man.
there you go.
That's me.
So we're
Jerome Avenue, 163rd.
180th Boston Road.
Oh yeah, close to Hunts Point.
Yep. So I had a client. Her problem was she had a home worth about $5 million. She wanted to sell and get out of the rain and move someplace hot and sunny. Her hesitation was if she sold it, she couldn't leave it to her kids. And if she sold it, she was going to be paying 30% in capital gains taxes because she bought it 32 years ago for about $150,000. So quite a big tax hit. So the solution for her was, instead of selling her property, she gifted the property to a charitable remainder trust, which sold the property for the $5 million. But because it's inside a charitable vehicle, there were no capital gains taxes. So the trust then bought an asset that would provide her about 5.5% income on that $5 million for the rest of her life and her husband's life. And about a third of that income, basically the money that would have normally gone to the IRS, is used to fund another trust, an irrevocable life insurance trust, which buys a life insurance policy on them where the death benefit is $5 million. So she sold her house. She got lifetime income so they could be footloose and fancy free. No taxes paid. And there's no negative impact to her kids because there's a life insurance policy outside of her taxable estate that replaced the value of the house that goes to her kids tax-free.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to
Nice.
review this video again.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So other than that, it was a terrible deal. So.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Let's move on to Rick.
All right, my success story for me is I'm in the process of establishing a referral relationship that will provide a win-win, of course, but provide me with E2 visa candidates who want to get into franchising. So the contact is in Dubai, covers that region. And I've worked with a couple of E2 candidates before, so I'm familiar with that process, and I've got the immigration attorneys I can connect people to. So I'm looking forward to solidifying that relationship.
Wow. Awesome, Rick. Okay.
So, Rick, if you don't mind me asking, do you do like investments in Dubai, such as like commercial or residential properties? Is that what you're referring to?
Now, these candidates would be owning a franchise in the US and relocating from
Oh,
that
okay.
region to the US and finding the right business, as long as they can meet certain qualifications that
Okay.
that certain visa requires.
Okay. And what type of franchise is it?
It's all over. It's we probably operate in 60 or so different industries. So it's
Okay.
I mean it can be there's property management, there's education,
Mm-hmm.
food, fitness, medical, health, wellness, pets, on and on.
Okay. Okay. I was just interested because I have a connection who she has like her whoever she works with, they own like really big luxury apartments in Dubai, and they're looking for people to purchase their rooms that they have. It's kind of like, you know, couple $1 million purchases, and they're looking for people to purchase. So I was just seeing if that would be something that you would be interested in talking about or something like that. If so, you know, we could do it after or whatever, but just wanted to put it out there.
Okay. Thank you, Elijah.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank
We're
you,
gonna
Elijah.
move on to Jason.
Yeah, so a couple success stories here. Our last graduates, as of last week, they end up graduating weekly. Some of our last graduates went to J.P. Morgan Chase, BlackRock. A few went to Amazon Web Services as well. So we have a lot of candidates coming through who are really stellar. It's a huge, diverse, crazy talent market right now, and it's a great way to differentiate themselves. And we've actually been able to establish and identify kind of patterns that exist within tackling work and how well they might do into the future. So a bunch of success stories there from landing jobs side of things. And then on the other flip side, we also had somebody who just graduated who reached out and said that she was not able to find a job that would provide her experience in her current major, and there was no remote opportunities that she could find to acquire the skills, but we provided that over 12 weeks and she was able to land a job. So it's really great from both the employer and from the student side of things.
That is awesome, Jason. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to Martha.
Positive success. I was able to meet with 3 potential clients today in one day. So that was exciting. I didn't even have that like planned. On the Today's Inspired Latina, I'm co-author with 21 other Latinas who are super awesome. And that event gave me the opportunity to see some other women who actually see the value and need to look into their numbers. Because I don't know if you know, in 2023, latest, it'll be 2024. We're going into a recession. It's happening an economic crisis. So more than ever, we have to look at our numbers if we want to achieve X, Y, C numbers. So if you want to stay alive and your business to keep going, look at them numbers. So it was nice to have people who believe in this concept that is new. And it was eye-awakening to people. So I'm happy.
Awesome. Yeah, after this live CVS, so you're gonna bombard it with a lot of clients.
That was for a pallet company. By the way, I'm a CEO for a pallet company. So I run all the finances, wood pallets, those kits that you see in Sam's Club.
Yes.
And it did come on the news. I couldn't see it, but they sent me a video. Someone watched it and they're like, here you are, Martha.
Yeah, send us the video link later. Okay, Paul, you're next.
when I think I did share a little bit of the success story today, we were busy here at the office and I did receive that call. So I think like what you said, Marie, with your platform, you know, I am a host of Wheelman of Real Estate, and I'm going to try to use that to the fullest extent possible to market what we're trying to do. I think Martha's going in the same way. So anyone that's on the fence to thinking about this, I mean, Marie offers so much that here it is. I didn't even know this guy, and he deals with groups of doctors, and they're looking into investing. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do, put together syndicates to invest in high-end commercial development in the city of Rio Rancho, specifically in the Civic Center Plaza. But that too will trickle into San Francisco as well. So yeah, just marketing. I think today, usually when my accountant comes here, we go through what we're expending on marketing. And even though it is expensive, you really need to get your name and brand out there.
All
So
right.
that's my success.
Awesome, Paul. Okay, Janice, you're next.
I actually have a listing right now that is a little bit of a challenge. The parents added the daughter in the in the property, in the vesting, no thinking that the daughter is going to move in with them so she can take care of them. And what she ended up doing is renting a place in Los Angeles. And now the parents need to move in an assisted living facility. And she wants to buy them out, but yet she won't apply for a loan. And I think the parents is telling me that she have done this several times to them, take advantage of them. So I need to get a lawyer involved because she won't let them sell the property.
On that board, a third victim.
She won't allow, I mean, we obviously need her signature and she won't sign the sale of the property. And now the parents are needing the money so they can use it in assisted living facility. So they're asking me to see if I can find a lawyer that will assist them.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
The first time getting into something like this, and they're completely not talking, the parents and the daughter.
Wow. All right, Janet, make sure you have your contact information on the chat because I know you came in late.
I know.
Everybody can connect with you. Okay, so we have about less than 15 minutes here. I wanted to open up discussion on any opportunities or ideas that you guys heard from this meeting. And I'm going to start with Elijah because this is your first time here. Elijah, what did you think about the meeting so far? And did you find anything that would be good for you? You have to unmute.
I said, yeah, definitely. I think that everyone here has something of value to offer. We could definitely find ways to have partnerships, and whether that's through referrals or even doing marketing for each other, some kind of way where we could you know, scratch each other's backs so we could both feel good, I guess, and make some money, because that's what it comes down to. And yeah, I think this is a great event. I would definitely like to experience this again. So I'm glad that you invited me, Marie.
Yeah, you're welcome, Elijah. I think it would be good to get to know you more because when it comes to business relationship, we wanted to make sure that, we get to know each other to where we can trust and we can, feel comfortable about referring. Okay.
Most
Jason, you're next, Jason. What do you think?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for inviting me to the session. First time here, obviously. I really enjoyed it. On it, hearing all the success stories and the goals of everyone here was great too. It seems like a few folks in the meeting are a little bit further ahead than me, so it's actually kind of inspiring to see individuals just going after it and getting work done. I actually copied everybody's contacts down, so I'll be reaching out and seeing if there's anything that we could do to work on in the future. But yeah, absolutely wonderful meeting.
Well, Jason, we have a lot of connections that you would probably be surprised that you can get from all of these people. And I myself have a lot of connection on the educational industry also. But it's good to have you here. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the members. Brian, what did you think about our meeting today? Did you find anything? Unmute.
I thought it was great. I got to meet some of my new best friends, go with my old best friends that I've met already. You, Paul, Rick. I'm not sure if I met Janice before, but it's great to hear what other people are doing. And even if there's not a direct connection, direct synergy, it's still good to hear because it gives us the opportunity to connect that person to someone we might meet tomorrow or next week. So,
Yes,
and this is Fire Up Connect. So
that's right. Thank you, Brian. Rick, what about you?
It's great meeting new faces, new people, and good seeing Paul again. And Martha, we have been on a meeting before, but it was probably a few months ago. So I am excited to download the chat and then follow up, see if there's a commonality, see if we can help each other.
Awesome. All right. What about you, Martha?
I enjoy Fire Up Connect a lot. I see a lot of potential connections. I actually want to reach to Brian. I have a non-for-profit, so I want to see like what are the possibilities for getting funding for that, even though I can self-fund, but that's not the point. That's not the point of having a non-for-profit. Jason, I have a degree in mathematics, so how can we make math cooler for kids? So that would be something that maybe we can touch or talk about. But I know how to code, so we can teach kids how to program. I think that's a very essential skill. Now that we're going into all technology, being able to program is important in the workforce, especially being very skillful with technology. And of course, anyone, you're welcome. If you want to look at your finances, plan strategically based on your numbers, you're welcome to reach out to me because again, we're going into recession. So have a strong foundation and be ready for shaking or tornado of economic crisis. I'm not kidding. It's for real.
Awesome. All right. Janice.
Well, it's always nice to meet new, people and new connections. So I'm sorry I was late, but yes, it's a pleasure to meet some of the new members in the group. And, it's a great way to connect. And at the same time, sometimes you hear something that you like, you get some golden nuggets every now and then, So thank you for putting the group together, Marie. Thank you for inviting me all the time.
Yes, Janice, I know you're busy. All right, Paul, what about you?
I think there's some positiveness to always trying to come, because as human beings, we do need reminders. What I mean by that is the more that we see people on board and then they go ahead and explain their business, the more it gets inculcated into our minds. Definitely, I could see in the future with Martha, Brian, that example that you gave, that is really good to shelter people's money. That's fantastic. And as far as Rick, I think that is great that you're thinking outside the box. That's important to do that with your franchising. And that's a concern of a lot of people. I do, as far as, is it Janice? She seems like a very seasoned real estate broker or agent, but I think it is smart, Janice. I've been in real estate myself for quite some time, and I come from a family, and definitely it's good that you keep a good attorney by you that you could always talk with. I think that is very, very smart, especially in California.
Yeah. Well, Janice, you know Jonathan Preston, right?
Yeah, yes, I
Okay.
do.
So you can reach out to him. And if anybody else in the group has any lawyer that would probably be a good connection for Janice, go ahead and let her know. But anyway, so I guess I covered everybody for the feedback. So my take on this meeting is that you guys are very resourceful in so many different ways. And I think, if you just really understand the power of your connection and, and setting up those goals, I think you can easily reach those goals if you really utilize your connections. I myself have done that. It's amazing what you can do with putting people together and understanding the information that they're sharing with you. Because the fact that they're aiming $1 million goal, you have to understand that they are very aggressive and they wanted to make sure that, you know, they're on track with their goals. So how do you become part of that $1 million goal, right? You have to communicate with them and figure out, okay, what would be a win-win situation for all of us to make that happen? Because if all of these people made $1 million by next year, guess what? We are looking about what, $8 million for next year if we're all aiming for $1 million next year, right? That's a big number. So how do we make that happen? You got to be consistent in your relationship with people and making things happen. If they have a marketing goal, you need to be able to provide them a good information on how they can perform that goal so they can reach that. And same thing with Rick. I mean, Rick is providing franchise, which would give you more income, right? Rick, if you make a company a franchise, what will be the impact of that for their income or for their goal for the year? If you make it a franchise, if you can show Rick, you know, to people that if there's a business and you make it a franchise, what is the financial impact of that? Martha can provide those numbers because she knows, I mean, she has done that for her own, for her father's business, where she tripled the revenue from 10.5 to what is it, $20 million in 1 year. Am I right, Martha? Are you there? Did you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear those numbers. What did you say?
Did you say that you had a 10.5 million budget where you doubled or tripled the what was the number that you were working on?
Oh, we were at in 2020, we were always stuck from 2014 to 2020. That's a 6-year lapse. We were always at 5 million. And finally in 2021, using the strategies that I'm doing my own business on, it went to 10.1 million. And I'm working on this year to be at 20 million. And in 5 years, I want us to hit in 100 million. And it's possible. I have a whole plan. I even have a map here of how I'm going to do it.
So you've got Martha here to be able to look at your numbers. Jason, I'm sure you have some numbers that you're aiming for. So you got to get somebody to look at your numbers and see what is missing and why is it, you know, what is the some of the opportunities that you can reach this number. Same thing with Brian and Rick and Elijah and Janice. You got to look at all your numbers. And I think, you know, part of why we're here at Fire Up Connect is to find those answers. And, you know, I have so many different resources of income, and that's how I work with my own, you know, I don't stick to, I have several, projects where I make money from, but I'm consistent and I don't, you know, I make sure that those projects are consistently moving. You can't just take on a project and then not finish it, or, you know, take on another project and then forget the one that you had. You can't do that. If you take on a project, you need to make sure you're consistent. If you're going to add another project, make sure you know how to continue working on both. And you can't just quit on one, because that's where you waste your time and your investment of where you're putting your time and effort. As long as you know that the outcome of your project is going to make you this much money at the end of the year, make sure you are consistent and you don't quit on it. If you start let's say a radio show program, you need to make sure what is the benefit of that and why you need to have a radio show and why do you need to have a year content, because that would bring you a lot of opportunities and open up a lot of doors for you in terms of investors, in terms of customers. So there is a reason why you do radio show. There is a reason why you do magazine, and it has to be consistent when it comes to marketing. And that's what I do here when it comes to marketing. Janice has been a part of my TV reality show since 2014. And, you know, she's been busy. She sells over 2,000 homes. She's got a team of people, and she's always busy because she gets a lot of attraction from what we're doing with her branding. And Martha now is going through her process of creating the magazine, and she has her own radio show. And Paul also is working on his radio show. We're actually creating an event for Real Men of Real Estate here in August. And you guys can, you know, if you're a part of Fire Up Connect, you are welcome to attend those big events, because these are major players in the real estate industry that you can tap into. Even though if you're not in real estate, they know a lot of people. Realtors are almost like, you know, politicians, because they know so many people. They're connected to a lot of, that's just the way it works. I mean, that's how I started in real estate. I just have to connect with everybody. And that's why even politicians come to me for a lot of things. So that's what we're talking about. So keep that in mind. Anyway, Fire Up Connect is a great membership opportunity for all of you because we get a lot of ideas here. I bring so many different types of people here, and you will also connect with so many high players in different industries. I'm connected to the entertainment, to fashion industry, to healthcare, to the real estate, so many, and education, Jason. There's a lot more opportunities. So if you wanted to take advantage of this organization, you're welcome to do that. You just have to go to fireupconnect.com. Okay. All right. Any questions before we sign off? No?
I have a quick one. I'm just gonna reach out to, I think, Janice. I want to know more about her radio experience because I'm just brand new. I've got like 3 shows so far, so I want to talk to her more about it.
Are you talking about Janice?
Yeah,
Janice,
I'm gonna reach out to her.
Janice has not done radio shows. She has done TV reality show.
Oh, TV reality shows. Okay.
So she was one of the cast for when we did a 1-hour premiere at the ArcLight Cinema. So she was telling her story, but she is connected to a lot of people. So definitely you want to connect with Janice anyway. All right. Okay. So any other comments, questions? We're good. Okay, well, have an amazing afternoon. I'm actually heading to another meeting with about 100 people. So there's another event I gotta go to, and make sure you connect, save the chat, and don't forget to do a one-on-one meeting because every time you make a connection with somebody, it will help you and will give you a lot more opportunities. Okay.
Thank you, Marie. Bye. Keep up the good work, Elijah.
Thank you, sir. Y'all, everyone have a good one.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.